Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Swiss Army Dan coming at you with another Swiss Army knife video. And today what happened, people, was I needed to just cut a little piece of string, and then I went to reach for some scissors and I fell into what they call a Swiss Army knife dark hole. And I could not decide which pair of scissors to use. Man, it was really tough. Long story short, I ended up going with these 84mm scissors right here from this Climber Small. And you know what? It did the job really well. Here's another little piece of paper I'll cut here just to kind of show you. Didn't that cut really well? I'm amazed by it. So yeah, today, people, I wanted to talk about the scissors that you find on our Swiss Army knives. Maybe a couple changes. And I also wanted to bring up the fact that right now Victorinox has a little place on their website that's like, hey, we're taking suggestions for new products. Is there anything that you guys, recommend that we try as a new product? So they're taking suggestions right now, and me and a couple of my collecting friends have bombarded them with messages saying bring back the 84mm scissors that we have right here. So I don't know if you guys are interested in those too, but if so, hey man, go ahead and shoot Victorinox an email and say, hey, how about bringing those 84mm scissors back? Because if they hear it enough, maybe they will indeed do that for us. But anyway, hey, let's talk about some scissors on some of these knives right now. This is like a 60s Super Tinker. It's got this old style scissors too, and I think, if you look at like these two pair, you can barely see this little rivet here. It's covered up pretty good. It's like really super flush, and I think that's super cool. Anyway, so yeah, these old scissors just had the single leaf here on the for the spring. And that's kind of a way to date them. I'd say at least before 75, if they have the single leaf spring there. As far as the cutting edge, let's see, where's the newer one? It really hasn't changed that much over the years. What's changed is just like the general shape. And what they do have in there now is like a little groove for this leaf, the spring to follow, because sometimes, not so much on the single one. I've never really seen too many problems with the single one, but maybe it wore out a lot because I have seen a lot of them just replaced. But like, let's see, I think on this 91mm golfer here, sometimes this spring will go out to the side like that, and I understand why they put that little track in there, because it really does help keep that thing in line. You see this one kind of doesn't want to stay in there, so you kind of got to train it, because they can get bent. That little thin piece of metal can get bent. So yeah, here is a newer compact. It's pretty much a new version of the golfer, and it's got the little track in there, so that's a good innovation. As far as the cutting edge, still pretty much the same. What you will see is they have a screw in there instead of just a solid rivet. I'd say from the beginning of the scissors, which I guess happened in what, 1903, 1902, all the way up until about 91, I believe, they still had the screw in there instead of the spring. Here's a 84mm golfer, and it's probably from the 80s, early 80s. It's got the screw in there. Here's a Hofritz 74mm executive, and I'd say this is pre-75 because it just has that single leaf in there. And here is a newer 74mm than that, and it's probably from the early 80s or 90s. And I might be wrong about that final change on the spring there. I mean the screw, but I think it's around 92 when they did that. And then here's a more modern 74mm, and you see it's just got a solid rivet there. I think what's so special about these 84mm scissors is just this 84mm size fits so well in the pocket. it's a really cool size, like, you know, the Tinker Small and the Taurus, 84 millimeter golfer, and they used to offer more 84 millimeter sizes back when they had these scissors. I think I've mentioned it in other videos that I guess the machine that made those 84 millimeter scissors broke somewhere along the line, and so they decided not to replace that machine and just do 91 millimeter, 74 millimeter, and 58 millimeter scissors from there on out. A lot of people say, well, hey, you know, there's not 84 millimeter scissors, but you can still get the, you know, the Delamont versions with the 85 millimeter scissors. But really, they're a different pair of scissors. Let's compare the 84 and 85. I think you'll probably get a little bit more cutting area with the 84, even though it's, let's see them open, because I don't want to, yeah, I mean, yeah, you get a few more millimeters there, I think. These are also serrated, which some people might like and some people might not. I guess they say, you know, they're self-sharpening too. They're pretty good solid scissors. They get the job done. I do feel like the Vic scissors are a little bit more precise. These tend to like want to cut long straight edges, and these I think you have a little bit more play with going back and forth. Just my opinion. These scissors are awesome, but you know, I can see why people would want the Vic scissors, you know, especially if you don't want serrations. But you know, and then we'll compare that to the 91 millimeter scissors, and you see you get quite a bit more cutting area with the 91. Try to do it like that. I'm sorry if I'm not holding it at a very good angle for you guys. I can't really see too well, but you see this is bigger for sure. But you know, I don't really mind the 91 millimeter. I do feel like when I have an 84 millimeter in the pocket, it just disappears in the pocket a little bit easier, and it would be cool to, you know, have all those options available. You know, the different models that come with scissors. Back again with 84 millimeter. So anyway, that's just a little video about scissors there. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember to be kind to each other. Swiss Army Dan's out of here.